World War II left the KBAR knife stamped into Marine legend, not because it was glamorous, but because it solved real problems in a brutal, improvisational war. The KBAR didn't appear out of nowhere. It was born from shortage, necessity, and a long parade of field feedback that turned a simple hunting knife into a rugged tool every sailor and Marine wanted on their belt. Understanding how it rose, what it actually was, and why so many myths surround it also clears up a lot of wartime noise: who made it, why the Army passed, and how a marketing trademark wound up as a household name among troops. Production was spread between contractors, and while Union Cutlery's knives bore a distinctive trade stamp, they were far from the only makers turning out the pattern. Roughly 1.5 million M2-style knives were made during the war, and only about 460,000 carried the Union Cutlery KBAR trademark. That trademark is the heart of the name confusion. Union Cutlery had trademarked KBAR in the 1920s. The company's own story ties the name to a dramatic Alaskan testimonial and a bear's pelt sent to the president of the firm. According to the tale, a hunter survived a Kodiak attack using a Union knife, and the postmarked phrase KBAR or kill a bear stuck as a marketing hook. The account is messy and probably embellished. Documentation is thin, and company lore likely built itself into a legend over time. What's clear is that by the 1930s and 40s, Union stamped KBAR on many of its hunting and military blades, and troops noticed the marking. Soldiers began calling those fighting utility knives KBARs, and the name outpaced official designations. By 1952, Union Cutlery even adopted KBAR as its company name. That origin explains why KBAR is a trademark, not a military acronym, and it also demolishes the persistent myth that KBAR stood for some Browning automatic rifle attachment or knife. Browning automatic rifle. That story circulates because it sounds tidy and plausible. The bar man needed a compact blade, ergo KBAR. But it's backwards. The word KBAR existed long before the bar's wartime service, and the Marine and Navy designations for the knife were formal numerical labels. 1219C2, Mark I, Mark II, not acronyms. The bar connection is a retrofitted myth, an after-the-fact meme that pedigree enthusiasts keep repeating. Another practical wartime question is why the U.S. Army didn't simply adopt the KBAR wholesale. The answer is prosaic: cost, material, and production speed. The Army evaluated several designs and found the KBAR-style knife perfectly acceptable, but the M3 fighting knife offered a slightly slimmer profile and could be produced faster with less steel at marginally lower cost. In a war where every pound of metal and hour of machining mattered, that edge decided the Army's pick. So while Marines and many sailors carried the KBAR family through Korea, Vietnam, and beyond, the Army standardized on another pattern that fit its production calculus. The knife's legacy endures for obvious reasons. It was versatile, durable, and designed from frontline feedback. It became as much a tool as a weapon, an improvised hammer, a makeshift screwdriver, a digging implement, and when needed, a fierce close-quarters weapon. That practical versatility made it beloved and iconic. The name KBAR stuck because it was stamped on a lot of knives, and because troops are good at coining shorthand that outlives technical manuals. Today, KBARs are part heritage and part utility. The Corps no longer officially issues the classic KBAR as standard kit, but many Marines still privately purchase that basic shape because it works and because it carries a lineage. Collectors chase wartime markings, historians correct stories, and the marketing myth about killing a bear sits comfortably in company lore. Plausible, if imperfectly documented. So could one face down a Kodiak with a KBAR? The wartime tale that birthed the trademark suggests it's possible, but the smarter answer is simpler. A KBAR is a tool you'd rather have within reach when trouble arrives. In war, as in the wild, the right tool in the right hands is often the difference between surviving and becoming another story told by those who did.